Okay, so this is our fixed extinguishing system on board our vessel. This is our low pressure CO2 system. So this one contain at least 38,999 liquid CO2. Okay, so it will turn into gas once it comes out of this tank. Okay, so of course CO2 extinguishes fire by suffocating it. Okay, so it is very important that we have to close all the openings or ventilations. So we can close our ventilations through these cabinets. If you can see P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, those are the deck numbers. Deck number 1, deck number 2. P1 is Ponte, so it's an Italian word. Okay, so you just have to open the control panel and then you just have to push the mushroom, okay, the red button. You just have to push it and the air from this cylinder, okay, will close the dampers, okay? And we also have another type of fixed extinguishing system, which is the high pressure CO2. So this is our high pressure CO2. Okay, wait. So this is our high pressure CO2 system. Yes. So how to operate our CO2 system? For low pressure CO2 system, we have to make sure that the main valve is open. So this is the main valve. Okay, so this main valve must be open, and this one will automatically be opened once we operate this valves. Okay, so every valve has corresponding deck that they will extinguish. Okay, let's say for example this valve is for deck 6, 7, and 8, and then this valve is for engine room. Okay, this valve is for engine room. This is for deck 1 and 2. This is for deck 3, 4, and 5. Deck 6, 7, and 8, and then 9 and 10. So how to operate it? This lever, you just have to put this lever on open position. Okay, so once it's in open position, this limit switch will activate the alarm. Okay, so once the alarm has been activated, you can open this cabinet, and then inside this cabinet is another valve. Okay, so you will have to open that valve as well, and the CO2, low pressure CO2 coming from this tank will now flow going to this pipe, okay, and then it will go to deck to extinguish the fire. So one important thing, the most important thing, is there will be no openings when it comes to CO2 to be effective. Okay, it is also very important that we must operate at least one valve at a time, so that the quantity of the CO2 that we will be using on a certain deck will be sufficient enough to extinguish the fire. Okay, and just in case the fire we still have a fire, then we can add additional CO2 through this button. You can see this button. You just have to remove the pin and then push this button, and it will add additional CO2 on a certain deck which is on the fire. Okay, so that is our low pressure CO2 system procedure. Okay, so that is how you are going to use this low pressure CO2 system. And the next one is our high pressure CO2. So on board our vessel, we have 3 high pressure CO2 system. We have this one, which is for our purifier. Okay, and then we have one in our engine room, which is for our scavenging air, which is for the main engine. or scavenging system. Sorry, it's not there. It's for the scavenging fire, okay, on our main engine. And then we also have one in the forward part of our vessel, which is for our paint store. Okay, so how to operate it? We have to first open this valve. Okay, so this is a shut-off valve. It is a manual valve. We just have to open this valve. Okay, so all the instructions is actually written here. Okay, so make sure, of course, because this is a CO2 system, we have to make sure that all the crew or all the passenger already evacuated the area before we can release CO2 system. Okay, CO2 fixed extinguishing system. So all people have evacuated the protected area, and then all communicating openings, meaning to say all the ventilations, all the openings must be closed. And then we have to put the shut-off valve. This is the shut-off valve. We have to put the shut-off valve in open position. So once it is in open position, we can now operate this. We can break the glass of this one through this small hammer. Okay, we can break the glass of this one and then open this valve, and then this will activate our pilot cylinder. Okay, so this cylinder, these two cylinders will be activated. So once these two cylinders opens up, okay, the pressure will now go from here to here, okay, and will activate our pneumatic delay device. Okay, so the CO2 gas will not immediately go to certain decks. Okay, so it will have some delay for at least 30 seconds. So you can see, we have a 30 seconds delay time. Okay, it will sound the alarm and will delay at the moment the release of the CO2 gas. Okay, and then after that, after 30 seconds, okay, this bottle will opens up and then will activate these valves, okay, which will activate also, or which will open these 3 CO2 bottles. And then once it opens up, it will now go to our purifier room. Okay, so it will go to the purifier rooms or any rooms which is intended for our firefighting. Okay, which we have to extinguish fire in that certain area. Then whether it's for the paint store or scavenging fire or any areas. Okay, so that is how we are going to use our fixed extinguishing system, the CO2. No? That's how we activate our CO2 extinguishing system. So that's all. Oh, by the way, just in case you don't want any delay alarm, we can bypass this by pulling this one. Okay, so we can bypass the delay time, and it will automatically, not automatically, it will be manually activated and will opens up this CO2 bottles. Okay, that's it, and thank you.